show that gives grown-ups a chance to win $1 million if they can prove that they're actually smarter than a fifth grader. We are here with our contestant, Robin Washington, a church office manager from Georgia who started climbing our money ladder last time and has won $25,000. And she's got Reagan here to help her out. You ready?
I'm ready.
What subject, Robin?
I'm gonna do third grade ancient history.
Third grade ancient history it is.
Third grade ancient history.
For $50,000, here's the third grade question. What month is named for the Roman god of war? What month is named for the Roman god of war? All right, Reagan has locked in her answer. What do we know about the Roman god of war?
Jeff, honestly, I don't know anything about the Roman god of war.
Now remember, you have 3 cheats.
Oh yeah, I do.
You have a peek, which means you can look at your classmate's answer. If you like it, you can go with it. If not, you can say something else. You have a copy, which means your classmate will huddle with her classmates. They'll discuss it. She'll come back and give her answer, which you must take. And you have a save, meaning if you had a guess and you were wrong, but your classmate at the podium is correct, you get the money and we keep playing.
Okay. I honestly do not have a clue,
okay.
Jeff. I'm just keeping it real up here. So I'm gonna use one of my cheats. I'm gonna lock this in. I'm gonna use my copy cheat, and I'm just gonna.
You got it. Okay, Reagan,
copy
come
off
here.
of Reagan's answer, cause.
Third grade question here. What do you guys know about the Roman gods?
I think it's... He has his own planet named Mars.
Yeah, Mars. And Mars is named after a Roman god, so I think it's March.
Yeah, March, too.
Okay, so let me ask this. Did anybody write down something other than March? You did. What are you thinking?
I wrote down July.
July. Why'd you write July?
Because it was a Roman soldier named Julius Caesar.
Oh, J-U-L.
Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you ready to go back? All right, good job, guys. Well, Reagan, your classmates were torn between March or July. I want you to write down the answer you want to go with and lock that in. This will be the answer that Robin must take. Take a look at the board. I'm going to show you the correct answer. The correct answer is March. So, if this little fifth grader said March, you've got $50,000. If she said July, you have $25,000, and it's game over. Take a look at the board. Reagan said March! Yes! Robin, you've got $50,000. Great job, Reagan.
I was praying for smart fifth graders, and they showed up today.
They did show up today. I was reading your card. How do you get kicked out of a Zumba class?
Well, Jeff, in my mind, when I'm dancing, I actually think that I look like Beyonce when I'm dancing.
Yeah?
But in actuality, I don't have any rhythm.
Is that legal?
Yeah.
I don't have any rhythm.
I don't.
So why did they kick you out of the class?
Because I couldn't keep up.
Oh.
I couldn't keep up with the class.
You were messing everybody else up.
I was throwing everybody off. It was so bad, I said, you know what? Let me just go ahead on and sign up for yoga.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because if I can't get this right, they're gonna take my black girl card. Yeah, namaste. No pressure.
This is kind of a no-pressure situation because you got $50,000.
Thanks to my classmates, yes!
Reagan, you need to go back to the class. Great job, though. Robin, you need to pick your next classmate to help with the next question.
Okay.
There's only 2 left. You can choose from D or Lauren.
Okay. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with D.
D, come on up here.
I'll go with D. All right. Woo! D. Oh, he is too handsome.
Did you know Dee's also from Georgia?
No, I didn't know. Hey, D.
Hi.
That's my homeboy.
We got the neighbors
That's
right here. All right. Let's take a look at your remaining subjects, Robin.
Okay.
4th and 5th grade questions.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Yeah, you look like you smart. So I'm going with 4th grade spelling.
4th grade spelling. All right.
Yeah, 4th grade spelling.
This question is worth $100,000. Here it is. What is the correct spelling for a system built to carry water? A, aqueduct, B, aqueduct, or C, aqueduct? All right, D has locked in his answer. What are you thinking, Robin? Are you a good speller?
Yes, I am, but I'm a little torn with this particular word.
What are we torn between?
I'm torn between A and B. And this might sound crazy, but it's some fancy water that I think out there that's spelled A-Q-U-A. And I'm honing in on that. I'm feeling that vibe because, you know, I was torn between A and B, but I'm thinking about that fancy water bottle. And I think I'm gonna go with A. I'm gonna lock in A. I'm gonna lock in A.
Now, with $50,000, you could buy a lot of fancy water. You still have your save up there, meaning if you were wrong and D was right, he could save you. Let's see what D said. D said A.
He said A too.
I will tell you this. You were torn between A and B.
Yes.
It's not B.
It's not B. Okay. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
It's the difference between $100,000 if it's A or $25,000 if it's C and being out of school. Take a look at the board for $100,000. The correct answer is C. A-Q-E. Here's the good news, though. You got $25,000.
I got $25,000, yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
You are delightful.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
Thank you for being here with
This
us.
was great. Thank you, class.
One last piece of business before you leave. There is a camera right there.
Hi, my name is Robin Washington, and although I got my son through the 5th grade, I am not smarter than a 5th grader.
Don't go away, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the all-new Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? You ready to meet your new classmate? Here's a 35-year-old student who attended Hopkins Elementary School. Please welcome Alex Hall. Alex, how are you? Welcome to the show. Good to be here. Woo!
Hey guys, you guys ready? Let's do it. Oh man, y'all are smart.
That's actually that could be a baseball card. That's a good-looking little batting stance you got there. Were you a good student at that age?
I was okay. I was a kind of a class clown. Got detention a little bit, but had perfect attendance. Perfect attendance.
You and me both, yeah. So every report card I ever got said Jeff talks too much in class. Every one. And so now you're working on your master's.
Yes, my master's in divinity.
Divinity. Ooh. All right, well.
It's tough, it's tough. I don't even know what I'm doing here, but...
Well, why don't we say a few prayers, you walk out of here with $1 million today.
Sounds good, Jeff, sounds good.
Well, welcome to our classroom. Here's the cool thing in here. I'm going to let you cheat off them at points during this game. So let's meet them now, and you can pick your first classmate.
Okay.
Reagan, Trace, Dean, Lauren, and Angela.
You know what? I'm going to start with, let's start with Angela.
Angela, come on up here.
Come on, Angela. Let's do this, Angela. Come on. Help me win.
How we doing, Angela?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you for asking. All right, let's take a look at your 5th grade profile page. High honor student, basketball, cheerleading. This girl does it all. What does it mean there's no place like Kansas?
Well, this is kind of strange, but my favorite state is Kansas.
Have you been to Kansas?
No.
Well, what do you love about Kansas?
Well, it's fun to say. Kansas. And my dog is a Yorkie, like Toto.
Oh.
And that's probably it.
Yeah. Well, a little shout out to the fine people of Kansas. You're the favorite state of our smart little 5th grader. Alex, let me tell you how this game works. I'm going to put 10 subjects on the board, 1st grade through the 5th grade. Your first right answer is worth $1,000. The 10th question is worth $500,000. You ace this test, I'll give you one 6th grade question. That is worth $1 million. $1
million.
All right, world, let's find out. Is Alex Hahn smarter than a 5th grader?
Smarter than a 5th grader. Let's do it, let's do it.
10 subjects up there, Alex. Which one would you like first?
Oh, wow, okay. Okay, so, I'm going to do grammar, 2nd grade grammar.
2nd grade grammar, okay.
Yeah.
All right, your first question's worth $1,000. Here it is. Which word contains a long vowel sound in the following sentence? Dogs like tennis balls. Which word contains a long vowel sound in the following sentence? Dogs like tennis balls. Your classmate Angela has locked in her answer. What you thinking, Alex?
I think long vowels mean the letter, like when you sound it out.
Okay.
So, dogs like, I think it's like. I like it's like. I hope it's like. I like to be like. So, yeah. Let's do like.
I'd like for you to lock in an answer.
Okay. All right. Let's. I like. So let's lock in like.
Lock in like. Woo. Alex, I would like to give you $1,000. Take a look at the board. Here is the correct answer. Right, there it is.
Yes, sir. Oh, no.
Nothing to it. Got the first one out of the way. All right, let's try to double that 1,000 right now.
Okay.
9 subjects remain on the board. Time to pick another one.
Reading!
Wow. I'm not too good at reading.
Likes reading.
Okay. All right, let's go for reading. Let's do reading.
1st grade
Come on.
reading, okay. I mean, I know you said you weren't real good at reading, but this is 1st grade. 6-year-olds do this, okay? And you're working on your master's. I feel good about it. 1st grade reading question's worth $2,000. Here's the question. The classic Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale, The Real Princess, is better known as The Princess and the what? All right, Angela has locked in her answer.
Okay, the princess and the what? The princess and the what? The princess. Man, fairy tale. The princess and the frog? Well, there's a. This is a tough question.
It is, yeah, 1st grade.
Princess
So,
and the. Holy cow. Okay.
Let me explain your cheats. You have a peek.
Okay.
Which means you can peek at your classmate's answer. If you like it, you can go with it. If you don't like it, you can go with something else. You have a copy, which means the 5th grader at the podium would confer with their classmates. They would come back and give the answer they like the best. Or you have a save, meaning if you answer incorrectly once during the game, your classmate at the podium answers correctly, they can save you and we keep playing.
Okay.
Or since you're going for your master's in divinity, we could just stop and pray for a little bit and maybe
I like that.
this would come to you.
All right. I think it might be The Princess and the Bride. There's a movie, The Princess and the Bride movie, that's really funny. Let's lock it in, okay? I'm gonna lock it in, The Princess and the Bride.
The Princess and the Bride. For $2,000, The Princess and the Bride is absolutely not even close.
Oh, no.
The real princess is better known as the Princess and the Pea.
Oh, that's a bummer.
My fifth grader, Reagan, what did you say?
I said P.
You said P. Trace, what'd you say?
I said P.
Oh, man.
Lauren.
I said P too.
D.
I put the princess in the P.
Princess and the P. You guys aren't going for your masters, are you?
Nope.
No.
Not anytime soon.
So here's where we stand, Alex. If Angela said P, she is right and she has saved you. And you've got $2,000 and we keep playing.
I was thinking the same way he was.
There's some good news.
Oh, man.
Take a look at the board. Angela's answer is gonna be revealed when we come back. Welcome back. Our contestant, Alex Hahn, has answered the $2,000 question incorrectly. The correct answer is P, but your classmate Angela can still save you. If Angela said P, you've got $2,000 and we keep playing. If she said anything else, you got empty pockets and you're leaving the classroom.
Oh, no.
Take a look at the board. Angela said... That is how we do it in our classroom.
Oh, my goodness.
Great job, Angela. They can only help you 2 questions at a time, so, darling, you need to return to your
Angela,
desk.
thank you so much. Awesome.
Alex, you need to pick a new classmate.
Woo. Man. I'm gonna have to pick D.
D, come on up here.
Big D. Let's go, D. Let's do this, man. Woo, boy.
All right, here's D, 5th grader profile page. His favorite subjects are language arts and history. He loves drawing, reading, and anime. What is Shake It On?
Shake It On is this handshake that me and Trace made together.
You made it up?
Yeah, me and Trace made it up, so I posted this.
So folks at home, don't try this. It's patented, okay? Let's take a look at Shake It On. That's such a guy thing, because I have all girls, you know, when they come together, they just talk for hours. 2 guys meet, never say a word, and they're on their way. So that is beautiful. All right, I hope you got your thinking cap on, because Mr. Alex has got $2,000, but we want to take that to $1 million.
It's gonna need my help.
Yeah, you think?
Yes, definitely.
All right, 8 subjects are still on the board. Let's take a look at them, Alex.
Geography! I'm good at geography!
First grade measurements.
You didn't say that really confidently, the
Yeah.
1st grade measurement. Here, deep breath.
Okay.
Here we go. We got a long way to go before $1 million. 1st grade measurements, it's worth $5,000. Here's the question. Trace is measuring a table with a ruler. Which of these won't he be able to measure? A, the table's length, B, the table's width, or C, the table's weight? And we've already seen from the princess question, you're not too good with rulers. D has locked in his answer.
All right, Jeff. Ruler is with length and width. So I think it's going to be the table's weight. You can't weigh the weight with the ruler. So yeah, I'm gonna say C, the table's weight. I'm gonna lock it in. Lock it in, all right? Woo, come on.
$5,000. The correct answer is the table's weight.
Yes. Woo! Come on.
Way to go. Your next question is going to be worth $10,000. But that's not all, because tonight we are celebrating staff and students of elementary schools all across the country. So we have set up something called the Grade School Giveaway. You answer this next question correctly, not only will you win $10,000, we will give an additional $10,000 to an elementary school. Now tonight, listen to this. The school's health program actually saved a life. Wow. Let's welcome Trailview Elementary from Mora, Minnesota. We have Assistant Principal Randy, along with Jaden and Talia. How are you, everybody?
What's up, guys?
Now, Talia, explain to me exactly what happened.
I was eating lunch and I was like, hey, Jaden, you think I can swallow this tomato whole? So I went to swallow it whole and it didn't quite go down. So I was standing, and I was holding my throat, and I was banging on the table. And they said I was like turning purple. And so I got up and gave it the Heimlich. That was kind of it. Then it shot across the table. Yeah.
What an amazing story. You actually saved somebody's life in elementary school. Woo! Which proves it is important to pay attention in health class. We learn valuable things in health class, don't we? I am so glad you were there, Jaden. Now, Randy, what would the school do with $10,000?
With that money, we'd be able to get a cart of 30 tablets that we can use throughout the classrooms here at Trailview.
All right, no pressure, Alex, all right? Yeah. We're about to try to win you $10,000.
Let's do it.
All right, you have 7 subjects on the board. Dee, which one do you like the best?
Geography.
He likes U.S. geography.
Yeah, you're good at geography, huh?
Yeah, and that'll be easier to win.
I like spelling.
You want the spelling?
You know what? Let's do 4th grade spelling.
4th grade spelling, all right. All the students at Trailview Elementary, he took a 4th grade question. Here's the question. Alex, this is an isosceles triangle. Spell isosceles.
Wow.
All right, Dee has locked in his answer. You said you like spelling.
I do. I do like spelling.
Cat and dog and... Talk it out.
Isosceles triangle. That's got a lot of sounds in there. Isosceles. I-S. Whoa, that's a tough one.
He was saying 2nd grade U.S. geography.
Can we change it?
Can we change? You still have some cheats. You can peek at Dee's answer, but you don't have to go with it. And you have a copy, which means your classmate at the podium would confer with the classroom, and then he would come back and write down the answer he likes the best. But you would have to take that answer.
Okay. These guys are smart. These kids are smart. Yeah, let's do the copy. Let's lock it in.
Locking it in. All right, Dee. Come over here.
Come on, Dee. Let's go. You got this.
I know.
Okay.
May I make
Wait,
a
hold on a second.
suggestion?
All right. Has anybody studied this in school?
Yes.
I know what its isosceles triangle is. Spelling, I'm pretty good, but isosceles.
Okay.
I remember in 4th grade, my teacher, she taught us like a little trick. It's like I-S-O-S, which means like save, and then C-E-L-E-S. So I save. Celes.
The only thing I know about triangles is I played one in school, like a little instrument, so I'm out of here, please. All right, come on, buddy. All right, let's go back to the podium.
Come on, Dee. Come on.
Alex, they have conferred. He is writing down the answer he likes the best. Meanwhile, Alex is eating his own hand. That's an interesting strategy. Oh. All right, he has locked in his answer.
All right, Dee. Let's go, guys. Come on.
The correct spelling is I-S-O-S-C-E-L-E-S. So, if Dee spelled it that way, you have $10,000, and our friends at Trailview Elementary have $10,000. No pressure, Dee. For $10,000, let's see how Dee spelled isosceles. when we come back. Welcome back. Now, Alex, if D spelled isosceles for $10,000 this way, you have $10,000. Our friends at Trailview Elementary have $10,000. If he did not spell it this way, you have 0. That's a room full of disappointed elementary school kids.
I'm really sorry.
Take a look at this board, Alex. D spelled isosceles. I-S-O-S-C-E-L. Yeah!
Thank you, man. You picked it right.
Alex, you are so lucky I have such smart students to copy off of. Woo! Congratulations. I'm so proud of you, Jaden. So glad you're still here with us, Tanya. $10,000. You guys use it wisely. And thank you, students. You guys saved the day.
Wow.
That one. We don't need to cut it any closer than that.
No.
This next question's a big one, though, Alex.
Okay.
$25,000 question. You get it right, no matter what happens the rest of the game, you're leaving here with no less than $25,000. I want you to get this next one.
Okay. Come on.
D, you need to go back to the classroom. That was great work, though, bro.
D, amazing. Good man, bro.
All right, you need to pick another classmate.
Wow, this is so tough, dude.
Yeah.
Let's do Trace.
Trace, come on up here.
Trace. Come on, buddy. Let's go, man.
Oh, that was a little nerve-wracking, wasn't it? All right, Trace, we got to help him get this next one right.
Yeah.
It's a biggie, $25,000. 6 subjects remain. Which one would you like, Alex?
U.S. history. U.S. history.
It's 3rd grade. That's okay?
Yeah, or U.S. geography.
You know geography pretty well, too? Let's go for geography.
All right.
Because in 2nd grade, I went 4th grade earlier. I got burned.
2nd grade U.S. geography it is.
Let's do the buddy. You're the man.
Woo! The $25,000 question is, true or false, some parts of Canada are farther south than parts of the U.S.? All right, Trace has locked in his answer.
Wow. These are tough questions. Man.
What, Alex, talk it out.
So any part can be yeah. Some parts of Canada, that's the key. Some parts of Canada. Because it can be any part of Canada can come below, right? Right, Canada's it's not a straight line, so if it just goes down a little bit, it could be, right, just a little bump. That's my new dance, a little bump. I think I know this. I think it's true.
Okay.
I'm gonna lock it in.
All right.
Lock it in. True.
All of your classmates are in agreement.
Why do they look so serious? Hey, come on.
Because 25 grand is serious business. You know, sometimes people make things tougher than they need to be, right? Think of a really big state that starts with an A. Not Arizona, not Alabama. Sarah Palin.
Alaska.
Yeah.
Ah, Alaska. Yes, that word. Oh my God. Yeah, Alaska. Man.
For $25,000, the right answer is true. Thanks for amping up the drama on the show. I appreciate that.
I knew that, yeah.
You got $25,000. Next question's a freebie.
Okay.
No reason to drop out of school.
Okay, let's go.
Because Even if you miss it, you got 25,000. No reason not to go for this. Pick the one you like the best.
All right, Trace. You said U.S. history earlier, right?
Yeah. Either that or mathematics, whichever one you're best at.
You're good at mathematics.
Yeah.
I trust you, but I believe in you, man. Let's do it. Mathematics.
Let's do it.
Come on.
Fourth grade mathematics. Okay. We're jumping over to third grade. Ooh. The $50,000 question is gonna be revealed right after this.
Oh, man.
Welcome back, everybody. Our contestant, Alex Hahn, has got $25,000. This question's worth $50,000. Here it is. What is pi rounded to the nearest whole number? All right, Chase has locked in his answer. What do we know about pi?
So pi is, from what I remember, is 3.14734. It's a bunch of numbers after that. But 3.14, I remember that. And so the question is asking nearest whole number. I'm gonna say 3 because 0.14 is closer to 3 than 4, right? So pi, come on, 3. Let's do it. I lock it in.
Locking it in. You know the great thing about this show, even when you know something, it makes you question what you actually know, doesn't it?
Why are you saying that, Jeff? Why
I love to give away money. If the answer is 3, you've got $50,000. Take a look at the board.
Yeah, baby! No.
Alex! Yeah, man!
Oh, man.
Way to go! $50,000. Not without a little bit of drama in getting there.
A little bit.
All right, Trace, you have to return to your desk. Great job, buddy.
Trace, you killed it, dude. Yo, awesome job, man. You killed it, man. You're the man. We got Lauren and Reagan.
Got Lauren and Reagan left.
I'm gonna go with Lauren.
Lauren, come on
Lauren.
up here.
I'll go Lauren. All right, Lauren, let's do this.
Woo!
Come on.
Let's do this.
Come on.
How are you, Lauren?
Awesome. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to the podium here. A little drama
you.
in this
Yes.
show, isn't there?
Drama.
Feeling smart today?
Yes, I'm feeling very smart, Jeff.
Good, because the money is getting on up there. Right now, Alex, you have $50,000. You give me one more correct answer, you got $100,000.
Yeah, we
Man.
can do this.
Let's do this.
For a student, $100,000 is life-changing.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Pay off some loans, yeah.
Take a look at the board. You only have 4 subjects remaining. Lauren, out of those, what do you like the best?
U.S. history. Yeah.
You know, Lauren, I trust you. I believe in you. Let's go U.S. history.
U.S. history it is. It's a 3rd grade question. It is worth $100,000. Here it is. Which of these U.S. states was one of the original 13 colonies? A, Ohio, B, Alabama, or C, North Carolina? Lauren has locked in her answer.
All right, it's not gonna be Ohio because Ohio's over here. 13 colonies were on the east coast, east side area. And I know Georgia was in it, which should be D. Can we talk to them?
Yeah, let me talk to the folks here.
you can do.
We'll just give you $100,000 because you knew that. Yeah.
I think it's North Carolina
Okay.
because it's Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland.
All I want to know is out of these 3.
Okay, I think it's C. I think it's North Carolina. So I know Georgia was in it. So Georgia going up. I think Georgia's in it. I hope Georgia's in it.
Somebody in Georgia is not paying you every time you mention their name, are they?
No. All right, so I'm gonna say I think it's North Carolina. I think it's C. Lock it in, North Carolina. Come on, North Carolina. North Carolina. Give me C.
You had a peek left. You could have peeked at her paper. You didn't want to do that. I'll tell you this, she has the right answer.
Can we peek now? Is it? Can we...
You're really not grasping the whole lock-in concept. I really hope the answer is North Carolina, because otherwise you're leaving on the midnight train to Georgia. For $100,000, the answer is North Carolina! We will be playing for $175,000 right after this. Welcome back. Our contestant, Alex Hahn, has got $100,000. Alex,
oh my goodness.
Look at that.
Holy cow.
Woo. Three subjects remain. Which one would you like, Alex?
Lauren, what do you like? Earth science or social studies? You know, I made that mistake earlier about the 4th grade thing, so let's go 3rd grade.
You go 3rd grade social studies.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Somebody that's studying for their master's is going, I really don't want to go to the 5th grade. 3rd grade social studies, you get this right, Alex. You got $175,000. Here's the question. The U.S. Treasury building is pictured on the back of what denomination of currency? The U.S. Treasury building is pictured on the back of what denomination of currency? Lauren's locked in her answer.
Wow.
And if you think denomination is how we pick the president, you might not be smarter than a 5th grader.
The U.S. I have no idea what this is. So either 1, 5, 10, 20. The U.S. Treasury building. Man, what does that look like? U.S. Treasury building. I've never even been there.
Well, you get this right, you're going to need to go to the bank. All right, here's your options. And you've got options. You can drop out of school and go home with $100,000. You have a peek left. You could peek at her paper. If you like the answer, you can go with it. If not, you can make something up. There's a $150,000 swing here. Because you get it right, you go to $175,000. You get it wrong, you drop down to $25,000.
Wow. You know what? I think I'm going to have to. I think I'm gonna just have to drop out, but I want to keep going for it though. But Chef, I think I'm happy with the 100,000. I'm not gonna be greedy, and just being here is so amazing. So I'm going to drop out.
Dropping out of school, you got $100,000. Great day.
Yes, sir.
Just for giggles.
Wow.
If I hadn't allowed you to drop out of school and you had to answer that, what would you have said?
I would have said the $100 bill.
Alex,
$100 bill.
Alex, if you had just said the $100 bill, you would have had $25,000.
Good decision.
But you did have a peek left. You had one of your cheats left. Let's see what your 5th grade classmate Lauren answered. She said the $10 bill. If you had peeked at her paper, I would imagine that's the answer you would have gone with. Take a look at the board. For $175,000, and the correct answer is the $10 bill. I am proud of you. Good job, Lauren.
Oh, man.
But you still have, look, $100,000.
Okay, thank you guys.
You can celebrate the rest of the day, but before you leave, there's a camera right there. Is there something you need to say?
My name is Alex Hahn, and I might be going for my master's, but I am not smarter than a 5th grader.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Foxworthy, and welcome to the show that gives grown-ups a chance to win $1 million if they can prove that they are smarter than a 5th grader. It's still just that easy. And get ready for a whole new 5th grader experience, beginning with a brand new classmate. She is a 27-year-old bank teller and semi-pro basketball player who attended Riverdale Elementary School. Please welcome Michelle Kay. So you played for the Atlanta Storm, huh?
Yeah.
Well, to help you take the 5th grade by storm, we have some really smart kids. Yeah. Let's meet them now. Dee, Lauren, Mason, Angela, and Trace. Select one of them. Let's get underway.
I think I'm gonna have to go with D. Let's go, D.
Let's look at your 5th grader profile page. His favorite subjects are language and history. He is an art medal winner and Shining Star reader. What is, it's not messy, it's my home. Is this your bed?
It's not messy.
It's not?
No, it's just a little bit unorganized at the time.
Unorganized at... Have you ever thought about going into law? I think you'd make a really good lawyer. No, ladies and gentlemen, that's not messy. It's just unorganized at the time. All right, Michelle, let me tell you how this game is played. I'm going to give you 10 subjects. They range from the 1st grade through the 5th grade. You can answer these questions in any order you like. Your first correct answer is worth $1,000. Your 10th correct answer is worth $500,000. You ace this test, I'll give you a chance to prove that you are actually smarter than a 5th grader. I'll give you one 6th grade question. You answer it. You walk out of here tonight with $1 million. You ready?
Yes.
All right, world, let's find out. Is Michelle Keith smarter than a 5th grader? All right, Michelle, 10 subjects. Which one would you like first?
Which one do you like best?
Grammar.
Good at grammar?
Grammar and animal science. Grammar! You're an athlete, but can you be a mathlete?
I'm gonna start with 1st grade grammar.
1st grade grammar, okay, it's worth $1,000. Here's the question. Fill in the blank with except or accept. Everyone has a laptop, blank, Lauren. Fill in the blank with accept, A-C-C-E-P-T, or accept, E-X-C-E-P-T. Everyone has a laptop, blank, Lauren. D has locked in his answer.
Well, Jeff, everyone has a laptop except Lauren, E-X-C-E-P-T. So I'm gonna go with accept, and I'm gonna lock that in.
Locking it in, okay. You like E-X-C-E-P-T. The correct answer is E-X-C-E-P-T. You see how easy it is to make $1,000 on here?
Yeah, go Michelle.
Oh, I just gave you a gift and you accepted it. Yeah, you accepted it. You got $1,000. Let's turn that into $2,000. $1,000's not enough. 9 subjects remain. What would you like, Michelle?
Let's do animal science. You sound kind of slow. Let's do animal science.
Jeff, I'm gonna go with 3rd grade earth science.
3rd grade earth science. Okay, wow, all right. shot the layup. Now you're going for the three-point jump shot now, right? Third grade question. It's worth $2,000. Here it is. What white puffy clouds are known as fair weather clouds? A, cumulus, B, cumulonimbus, or C, stratus? What white puffy clouds are known as fair weather clouds? A, cumulus, B, cumulonimbus, or C, stratus? D has locked in his answer. And I just pulled 3 muscles pronouncing cumulonimbus. Dang it, I did it again. What are you thinking?
My gut says it's cumulus. That's my gut.
Oh, and you have cheats. Let me explain your cheats. You have a peek, means you can peek at your classmates' paper. If you don't like their answer, you can go with something else. You have a copy, which means your classmate at the podium will confer with their other classmates. They'll come back down and write the answer they like best. Or you have a save, meaning you could answer, and if you're wrong and your classmate at the podium is right, they could save you. What are you thinking?
I'm going to use my peek for this. I'm going to use my peek for this. I'm going to lock that in.
You want to peek, all right? That means you can peek at these answers, but you don't have to go with it. Here's what your classmate D said he thinks it is. A.
Which is what I said.
Cumulus.
Right. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go with my gut, and I'm going to go ahead and say A. Cumulus. I'm going to lock that in.
You didn't sound very confident, and you needed to cheat off a D. Take a look at the board. The correct answer is A. $2,000. All right, D, return to the classroom. They can only help you with 2 questions at a time. You got 2,000. We need to turn that into 5,000, but first pick another classmate. Lauren, come on up here.
Go, Lauren.
How are you, Lauren?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good tonight. Let's look at your 5th grader profile page. Her hobbies include gymnastics, reading, and creative writing. It's all about the Benjamin. What is that?
Well, I posted that because I want all you guys to know that I love Benjamin Franklin. Because he's like, he builds, and he's an artist, and he writes, and I love doing all those things.
I'm going to tell you, you're a lot prettier than Ben.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I love most about Benjamin Franklin?
What?
His face is on the front of the $100 bill. I love that about him. Yeah. Let's take a look at the remaining subjects. What would you like, Michelle?
What do you get at?
Animal science or mathematics?
Let's go with 2nd grade mathematics.
2nd grade mathematics. All right. It's worth $5,000. Here's the question. Round the number 350 to the nearest 100. Round the number 350 to the nearest 100. All right, Lauren's locked in her answer.
Okay, from rounding the number 350 to the nearest 100, the nearest 100 would be 400. That's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with 400, Jeff. I'm gonna lock that in, Jeff, 400.
Lock it in, 400. You're a bank teller. You deal with numbers all day long. Let's take a look at the board and see what Lauren said. She said 400 as well.
That makes me feel better.
But the save is off the table if you're wrong, since you both have the same answer. Let's take a look at the board. For $5,000, the correct answer is 400. We just raised your score. Michelle's got $5,000. That a way to go, girls. Good job.
Good job. Yeah.
Y'all on the same page on that one.
And Jeff, I have a song that I used to remember that.
You have a song?
Yes.
Okay, I want to hear it.
Okay, 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, raise the score.
Woo!
Have you ever heard that before?
I've never heard. That's a new school song.
No, I like that.
That's a
4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, raise the score.
Yeah.
Michelle, you got $5,000. She's going to be playing for $10,000 and our great school giveaway when we come back. Have a way to go, girls. Good job. Welcome back. Our contestant, Michelle Keith, has got $5,000. We're trying to turn that into $10,000. Let me tell you the cool thing about the $10,000 question. Not only are you going to be playing for $10,000, but tonight we are trying to honor the staff and students of elementary schools all across the country. So we started something called the Grade School Giveaway. You answered this question correctly, we are going to give an additional $10,000 to one of the grade schools in the country. Let me tell you about that school right now. Last year, they were honored for their outstanding health and fitness program. They were one out of only 6 schools in the entire country to receive the Gold National Award from the Alliance for a Healthy Generation. Please welcome PE teacher Sharon Foster and the active students from James Bowie Elementary in Dallas, Texas. Hi, Miss Sharon, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now explain to me, what does it take to get a Gold National Award?
What we did here at James Bowie Elementary is we added more physical activity before, during, and after school.
Wow, okay. If we were able to give you $10,000, what would your school do with it?
We're going to open up a new fitness center here at school, where we have lots of equipment for our staff, students, and our parents.
That is a great idea. Thank you for being on the show. We are going to try to win you that $10,000 right now. Michelle, let's pick a subject.
Let's go with first grade animal science.
First grade animal science. You seem like this one makes you a little nervous.
No.
You're good. The first grade question worth $10,000 not only to you, Michelle, but to our friends at James Bowie Elementary School is this. What material are spider webs made of? What material are spider webs made of? Lauren's locked in her answer.
First thought, I don't know why, but I'm thinking silk. It's silk, webs, silk. For some reason that resonates with me. Like, spider webs are made of silk. If I get it wrong, she can save me.
Well, and you still have your save left, meaning if you answered incorrectly, but if Lauren was right, she could still save you.
Correct. Jeff, I'm thinking silk. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and go with my gut. I'm gonna say silk. I'm gonna lock it in.
Locking in silk. I'll tell you this. Every single one of my 5th graders has the same answer. The question is, do they agree with yours? Take a look at the board. For $10,000 for you and $10,000 for James Bowie Elementary in Dallas, Texas, spider webs are made of silk. Enjoy the $10,000. Keep doing the great work you're doing with these kids. Thank you so much. Doesn't that make you feel good to do that for them? Yeah. So cool.
We gotta get this W, Jeff.
Yeah, we got to get this done. We have to get this W because the next one's big. You get the next question right, no matter what happens the rest of the game, you leave here with no less than $25,000. We need this one.
Go.
All right, Lauren, you have to return to your desk. Good job, though.
Good job, Lauren. Good job. Good job.
And Michelle, you need to pick another classmate.
All right. I'm gonna go with Mason.
Mason, come on up here.
Go, Mason. Go. Go.
Let's look at your fifth grader profile page. His favorite subjects are history and vocabulary. Mason is on the dean's list, and holy moly, what is going on with the Tortillas or Us?
Well, my mom and her family own a tortilla company, and they ship tortillas from Sacramento.
Really?
I'm pretty sure they're up in New York and in Washington.
So, Mom, you just got a free commercial right here on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? All right. We have a little business at hand. We need to turn your $10,000 into $25,000.
Yes. Yes.
You only have 6 subjects remaining. Which one would you like next?
I'm doing U.S. history. U.S. history.
Jeff, I'm gonna go with U.S. geography.
U.S. geography, like the second grade.
I'm going, oh yeah.
You like the second grade question? Well, it's a big one. We need this one.
We need this. We need this.
Here is your second grade U.S. geography question. True or false? Tallahassee, Florida is the southernmost U.S. state capital. True or false? Tallahassee, Florida is the southernmost U.S. state capital. All right, Mason's locked in his answer. What are you thinking?
Okay, so what I'm thinking is I have a 50-50 chance of getting this right or wrong.
And you have your save.
And I do have my save.
Which means if you get it wrong and Mason has it correct, he can save you.
Oh, man. The southernmost U.S. state capital.
What are you thinking? What's your gut telling you?
My gut is saying that this is false. That's what my gut is telling me. This is false. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's false. And I'm going to lock that in. I'm gonna lock that in.
Lock it in, false. So, you said false. Man, we need this $25,000 question. Actually, the correct answer is... Come here, you need a hug. Look at that. That is yours to keep no matter what happens the rest of the show.
Oh my gosh.
Mason would have saved it. He had faults. Every kid in the class had faults. We got a smart group this year. Actually, there were 2 capitals that were more south than Tallahassee. Austin, Texas, and nobody ever thinks of this, Honolulu, Hawaii is more southern. So, very nice job. Here's the good news. We'll be playing for $50,000 right after this. Our contestant, Michelle Keith, has got $25,000 and is about to play for $50,000. You feeling good?
Yeah.
Here's the great thing about the next question. It would do you no good to drop out of school right now.
Right.
Because even if you miss the next question, you still have $25,000. This is a freebie right here. You still have your copy and your save. What subject would you like, Michelle?
Mason.
What would you like?
U.S. history.
You want to go with the 4th grade? It's a freebie. Jeff, let's go with U.S. history.
U.S. history, a 4th grade question. Okay. You feel good about history?
I'm confident.
All right.
All right, that's what I like to hear.
Our 4th grade U.S. history question is worth $50,000. Here it is. Now a National Historic Park, What site was headquarters for George Washington's Army in the winter of 1777 and 78? Now a National Historic Park, what site was headquarters for George Washington's Army in the winter of 1777 and 78? All right, Mason's locked in his answer. I will tell you this. It's not the Motel 6.
That was very helpful.
Where back then their motto was, we'll leave the lantern on for you.
Oh, man.
Got any thoughts running through your head?
I have several thoughts. You know, one being Washington, D.C. Honestly, I have no idea where this would have been aside from DC. I don't even know which state it may be in. National Historic Park, several historical parks. Man. I'm going to say DC, Washington, DC, and I'm going to lock in Washington, DC.
Washington, D.C. By a show of applause, everyone that thinks the answer is Washington, D.C., clap your hands. Is that a confidence builder?
Definitely not, Jeff.
All right. Take a look at the board. The correct answer is Valley Forge, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Not Washington, D.C. So here's where we stand. I told you it was a nothing to lose question. You have 25,000.
Right.
If Mason's wrong, you still have 25,000. But if Mason said Valley Forge, he is right, and he has saved you, and you just doubled that to 50,000. Take a look at this board. Your classmate, Mason, said Valley Forge. Classroom. Mason, your mom raised a smart boy. We're going to be trying to turn it into 100,000 right after this. Look at you. Welcome back. Our contestant, Michelle Keith, has got $50,000. Right now, we're trying to turn that into 100,000. All right, you need to pick a new classmate now.
All right, let's go with Angela.
Angela, come on up here.
Let's go, Angela. Woo!
Angela likes basketball too.
I know, that's why I picked her.
You're a big basketball player. Yeah, you and Michelle got that going on together. Right now, what I want you to have going on together is get us to the $100,000 level. 4 subjects remain. Which one would you like?
Measurements! Social studies or measurements? World geography.
What are you good at?
Measurements or world geography?
World geography? Let's go with 4th grade world geography.
4th grade world geography. 4th grade world geography. Get it right. You've got $100,000. Here's the question. The Suez Canal, completed in the 1800s, connects the Mediterranean Sea with what other sea? The Suez Canal, completed in the 1800s, connects the Mediterranean Sea with what other sea? Angela has locked in her answer.
The Suez Canal, completed in the 1800s. First of all, 1800s is too far back to think about.
I know, I was a little kid then, so I don't remember any of that. So.
Okay, it connected the Mediterranean Sea with what other sea? Jeff, honestly, like, there's no response coming to my mind right now about this question.
Okay, well, if that's the case, you have 2 options. You can drop out of school and take the $50,000. Or you have a copy which means your classmate here would go talk with her classmates. She would come back and write down the answer that she likes the best. If it's the correct answer, you now have $100,000.
Ooh. I have the copy left. I should use up all my cheats. I feel like I need to, for myself, see this through. I want to use my copy. I'm gonna lock that in.
Lock it in using her copy. Let's go talk with the class.
Come on, peoples. Okay.
All right, guys. What do we know about the Suez Canal? Let's start with you, Tracy.
Well, I know that it was completed in the 1800s, and it can.
Yeah, but it says that on the board.
I already knew that. And it connects also with the Red Sea.
With the Red Sea, okay. Mason?
Well, it's not the Yellow Sea or the Green Sea, so it has to be the Red Sea.
D.
I think it's the Red Sea. I remember one of my classmates, she was like, "Is the Red Sea red?" I was like, "Girl."
Oh, see, yeah, because a lot of people think that.
Yeah, one of the kids also said, is it red? And
I was like, "What?"
And then the teacher said no, and that's how I remember the Red Sea.
All right, so have you heard enough?
Yes.
Are you ready for your answer?
Yes.
All right, let's you and I go back to the podium over here. Thanks, everybody. All right. Study session is over. Everybody has weighed in. Angela is writing down her answer. And my basketball player is going with the answer of somebody this tall. She's locking it in. If you had had to guess, would you have had any guess at all?
No. If I had to guess, I don't know. I do not know.
Take a look at the board. Angela wrote the Red Sea.
Okay.
How does that feel?
It feels like, I know she's a smart girl.
Well, I know you're a smart girl and you had no idea, so. So here's the thing, because we work so hard to win money on this show.
Right.
I hate to see people give money back. You know what I mean? Because it's hard to get up here to this level.
It is. It is.
Take a look at the board. The correct answer is gonna be revealed right after this. Our contestant, Michelle Keith, has copied Angela's answer, the Red Sea. Here's the question. The Suez Canal, completed in the 1800s, connects the Mediterranean Sea with what other sea? Take a look at the board. The correct answer is Red Sea. Angela saves the day. The Mediterranean and the Red Sea. How about that? That has got to be the shortest person you've ever gotten an assist from.
Oh my God.
Look at that. You're teary-eyed and she's teary-eyed. I am loving this. Angela, your mom is here. You got to be proud of this, huh? Is that not awesome? Angela, great job, baby.
Good job, Angela.
Guess what? I have a surprise video from some of Michelle's teammates on the Atlanta Storm.
You have a video for me?
Take a look at the board.
Oh my gosh.
Hey Michelle, hey Jeff, hey kids.
This is your Atlanta Storm basketball team.
We know you're gonna dominate those questions like you dominate on the court.
We know you're smarter than a 5th grader.
I know if I can make this shot, you can win $1 million.
Oh, yeah. If that was me having to shoot the 3, they may have been there for about 4 hours waiting on me to make one like that. Now, Angela, you have to return to your desk because Michelle is now out of cheats.
Great job, Angela!
So, they can't help you anymore. But you can still see the next question, and if you don't like it, you can drop out of school now with $100,000.
Hey!
Might as well see it, right?
Might as well see it.
All right, let's see our subjects. 3 remain.
I'm gonna go with third grade measurements.
Third grade, yeah, I thought we might. Third grade measurements, all right. The third grade measurements question, worth $175,000 is this. If you were to travel at the speed of light, how long would it take for you to travel 5 light years? If you were to travel at the speed of light, how long would it take for you to travel 5 light years?
5 light years. If you were to travel at the speed of light, how long would it take for you to travel 5 light years? Jeff, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how long light years are, right? I wouldn't even take a guess. I'm gonna go ahead and withdraw all this money.
Out of school?
And I'm gonna drop out of school.
With $100,000. You want to make it official?
Yes, I'm going to drop out.
Dropping out of school with $100,000.
Good job, Michelle. Good job, baby.
If you'd had to guess, what would you have said?
I don't know. How long would it take you to travel 5 light years? 700 years.
700 years, if that had been your guess.
That would have been my guess.
Trace, what do you think?
I said 5 years.
5 years?
You were traveling at the speed of light to travel 5 light years. How long would that take? He said 5 years. Take a look at the board. Is the answer 5 years or 700 years? The correct answer is 5 years. Way to go, Trace.
Jeez,
But
good job, Trace.
little sister is walking out of here with $100,000. Congratulations. Well played. Well played. Look at that! All right, since you dropped out of school, before we give you that big check, there's a camera there and there's something you might want to say to the world.
My name is Michelle Keith, and I'm a bank teller, and I may work with money all day, but I am not smarter than a 5th grader.
Don't go away. We'll be right back right after this. All right, class, everybody feeling smart tonight?
Yeah!
You ready to meet your new classmate? He is a 34-year-old spin instructor who attended Allison Elementary. Please welcome Ryan Murray.
Hey, kid. Ryan, how are you? Welcome to the show. Woo! How are you? Hey, guys.
Now, I got to ask you about the necklace. That's a little bit unusual.
My 5th grade experience was actually so awesome, and I had 2 5th grade core teachers, and they were both Hawaiian. And they taught us all about the culture and the dances and the music, and at the end of our 5th grade year, we got to go on a 2-week field trip to Hawaii.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Your parents had to fill out a permission slip and write a check for $5 grand for you to go on a field trip there.
But so then what was really cool is that once all of us graduated from high school, wherever we were, our teachers came at the end of graduation, they came and laid us with the kukui necklace.
So cool.
So I've had it all these years, and I brought it for 5th grade today.
For good luck. Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. Hey, by the way, Ryan talking about this reminded me, class, I'm going to take you guys on a field trip. Yeah, we're going to the sewage treatment plant, and so remember permission slips and rubber boots that day, all right? Listen to this, class. Ryan graduated from NYU, a very difficult college, with a 4.0 average. You might be our first $1 million winner this year.
Let's hope so, Jeff. Let's hope so.
All right, Ryan. First, I'm going to ask you to pick a classmate to help you. We're going to let you cheat off these smart fifth graders. Let's meet them now and pick your first classmate. Joining our class, the first guest is Reagan, Trace, Dee, Lauren, and Angela. Pick one of them and let's get started.
Okay. All right, I think I got it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to go with Reagan.
Reagan, come on up here.
Woohoo! All right, let's do this.
How are you?
I'm not very happy about that sewage.
No, well, but it's a learning experience. That's what school is all about. All right, let's find out, is Ryan Murray smarter than a fifth grader? 10 subjects on the board. Pick anyone you like, Ryan.
Okay. Well, is there anything you're really great at?
I'm good at spelling.
Spelling?
Spelling and animal science.
Maybe science? Let's ease in. Let's go first grade animal science.
First grade animal science it is. This question's worth $1,000, and here's the question. An herbivore is an animal who primarily eats what? A, plants, B, meat, or C, insects. An herbivore is an animal who primarily eats what? A, plants, B, meat, or C, insects. All right, your classmate Reagan has locked in her answer. What you thinking, Ryan?
Well, I'm thinking, I'm feeling good about it. I know that it's not insects. I'm pretty sure that an animal who eats meat is a carnivore. So I am going to go with A, plants, and I think I'm gonna lock that in, Jeff.
Okay. Plants. You thought it was plants.
I did.
Guess what? Reagan also thinks it's plants. The correct answer is a plant. You have $1,000. Nothing to it. See how easy it is?
It's easy. It's
nothing
good.
to it.
1 million, here we come.
All right, so you got 1,000. Let's double it. Pick another subject.
Okay. Let's see. Reagan, what else are you good at? Spelling. All right. Let's go with Reagan. Let's go with second grade spelling.
Second grade spelling
Second
it
grade
is.
spelling. We can do this.
Worth $2,000. Here's the question.
Okay.
How many times does the letter H appear in the following phrase? The 8th letter of the alphabet. How many times does the letter H appear in the phrase, the 8th letter of the alphabet? Reagan has locked in her answer.
Okay. I'm gonna do this on my hands.
Talk it out,
okay.
yeah.
The 8th, I'm pretty sure letter doesn't have an H, of the alphabet. Pretty sure that's a PH and not an F. I'm gonna say H appears 4 times in that phrase. The 8th letter of the alphabet. Okay, I'm gonna say 4. I'm gonna lock it in.
The, T-H-E.
Mm-hmm.
How many is that?
1.
8th. How do you spell 8th?
E-I-G-T-H. You're killing me here.
Take a look at the board. The correct answer is, in fact, 5. It sure would have been easier if we had just put the phrase on the board, wouldn't it?
I was hoping you would.
You forgot the second H in 8th. Now, if If Reagan has 5, you've got $2,000. If Reagan made the same mistake as the man that graduated from NYU with a 4.0, you leave here with nothing. Your classmate Reagan said, you both made the same mistake. Ryan.
That was fast.
I was prepared to give away $1 million tonight. I thought you were going to be the guy that did it. But I bet you for the rest of your life, you will remember how to spell the word eighth. Maybe those 2 weeks in Hawaii, instead of just frolicking with everybody else, maybe worked on spelling a little bit. So, Ryan, I hate to ask you to do this, but there's a camera right there. Is there something you'd like to say to the world?
No. Yes, I am Ryan Murray, and I may have graduated NYU with a 4.0, but I am sadly not smarter than a 5th grader.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. The show that gives grown-ups a chance to win $1 million if they can prove that they are smarter than a 5th grader. So get ready for a whole new 5th grader experience, starting with a brand new classmate. She is a 31-year-old residential realtor who attended Riverdale Elementary School. Please welcome Briana. I love it, Briana. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Jeff.
So, you have 4 kids.
I do, 4 daughters, in fact.
What? I have all daughters. Yeah, my brother has all daughters. I live in the estrogen ocean.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
What ages?
We have a 12-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. Well, welcome to the show. With 4 daughters, I'm thinking you might be able to use $1 million.
I would say it would be a good start.
Yeah, that'd be a good start. Might get you through shoes up through high school.
Shoes.
Well, here's the good thing. I've got a way for you to win $1 million, and I've got some really smart 5th graders you can cheat off of to get there. Let's meet them now and pick your first classmate. Reagan! Trace! Dean! Lauren! And Angela! Pick a classmate. Come on.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Reagan. How are you tonight?
I'm great.
Feeling smart?
Yes.
All right, let me tell you how we're going to play this game.
All right.
You're going to have 10 subjects ranging from 1st grade through the 5th grade. You can answer them in any order you like.
Whew,
Your first correct answer is worth $1,000. The 10th question is worth $500,000. All
right.
You ace this test, I'll give you a chance to prove you are smarter than a 5th grader. I'll give you one 6th grade question, which will be worth $1 million, okay? You ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, let's find out. Is Briana Bouffard smarter than a 5th grader? I feel good about this. All right, ladies, what would you like to do first?
Reagan, what do you think?
I'm good at animal science and grammar. I'm good at both of those.
How about spelling?
Okay.
All right. I think we're going to go with 2nd grade spelling.
2nd grade spelling it is for $1,000. Here is the question. How many months of the year contain 10 or more letters in their name?
Oh, my goodness.
How many months of the year contain 10 or more letters in their name? Reagan's locked in her answer. Talk this out.
So I'm thinking that the easiest way to do this is I need to think about the months that have less than 10. So I'm thinking that there's March, April, May, June, July, August. Okay, that's 6. So January, that's 7. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so confused. I don't think there's any that have 10 or more letters in their name. So I'm gonna trust my instinct. I'm gonna go against what I always do, which is always overthink things. I'm gonna lock in 0.
You say 0. If zero's up there on the board, you got $1,000.
Okay.
The correct answer is 0. Nothing to it. And by the way, had you been wrong, Reagan had 0, so she
Thank
could have
goodness.
saved you.
I knew I picked the right girl.
All right.
Good job, Reagan.
Got the first one out of the way. You got $1,000. Let's double that right now.
Let's do this.
Time to pick another subject.
Okay.
Where to now?
What do you think, Reagan?
I'm good at grammar and animal science.
Grammar? Let's do first grade grammar.
First grade grammar it is.
All right.
All right, Briana, here is your first grade question worth $2,000. Which of the following words can be used as an adjective? A, smooth, B, rapidly, C, smile. A, smooth, B, rapidly, or C, smile. All right, Reagan's locked in her answer. What you thinking?
So I know that an adjective is an action word, a noun is a person, place, or thing, and a verb is a to-word. So an adjective, I believe, would be then rapidly. Smile, though, gosh, to smile would be the verb. Smooth, descriptive word. Well, I feel like the answer is A, smooth. I gotta think about this, an action word. Smile, did something rapidly. Oh man, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this. My husband's an English teacher.
Just how secure is your job, Aaron?
Okay, to smooth something would be a verb. Smooth. A noun is a person, place, or thing, so that would be a smile. Rapidly, man, I feel like the answer is A, smooth. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna lock in smooth.
You were pretty smooth in coming up with an answer, though you did not do it rapidly.
No, I didn't.
And I would like to see you smile. If A, smooth, is on the board, you have $2,000. The correct answer is, in fact, smooth! You have $2,000. And the way you were using smooth, you were saying like to smooth something out, but I was thinking like the apple has a smooth surface.
Oh,
Smooth.
man.
You got it right. I'm not sure we know what an adjective is yet, but you're an English teacher. I see your bosom swell with pride over there, Aaron.
Sorry, honey.
All right, good news is you're 2 for 2. You got $2,000.
Thank goodness.
Your classmates can only help you 2 answers at a time. So, Reagan, you need to go back to the classroom.
Thank you.
Briana, you need to pick another classmate.
I'm gonna go with Angela.
Angela, come on up. All right, Angela, how you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Let's take a look at your 5th grade profile page and your latest updates. She likes math and science? Angela, what's this update? Big old brother. What's that all about?
Well, I posted that because, like, when you have siblings, it's kind of like you can't live with them and you can't live without them.
Right.
So,
But you look like you're getting along there.
well, yeah, because photos can be deceiving.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, Briana, you have $2,000. I have a feeling you'd like a little more money.
Yeah, I think
All right.
just a little bit more.
A little bit more. Well, let's take a look at the board. You have 8 subjects remaining. Which one would you like next?
Animal science.
What do you want to do?
Animal science. Animal science.
Man. All right. I'll go with you on that.
Animal science? First grade animal science, okay. The $5,000 question is going to be revealed right after this break. to the all-new Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Our contestant, Briana Bouffard, has got $2,000. Yeah. We're gonna try to turn that into $5,000 right now. Before the break, you selected the subject first grade animal science. Correct answers worth $5,000. Here's the question. True or false? These pictures are correctly labeled. Alligator, crocodile. These pictures are correctly labeled. True or false? All right, Angela's locked in her answer. What are you thinking?
I think that first and second grade questions are really hard.
I don't know how I can make them any easier than true or false.
Gosh, I really have no stinking clue. I feel like the gator has the round nose and the crocodile has the pointy nose. I feel like they are labeled correctly. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say that the answer is true.
Locking that in. So if your classmate had a different answer, they could save you, but actually, Angela said true.
Oh no.
Take a look at the board. I don't know how to tell you this, but the correct answer is actually true. You got $5,000. We're gonna try to turn that into $10,000 right now. This next question is worth $10,000, but that is not all. I love this. Not only could you win $10,000, but tonight we have set up something called the Grade School Giveaway to salute the staff and students of elementary schools across the country. We will be playing for one of those schools right now. You answer the question correctly, you will get $10,000, and we are going to give them an additional $10,000. How about that? Now, the school we have selected tonight, they have won the Governor's Award for Academic Excellence 6 times, and they are recognized as one of the best elementary schools in the States. Let's welcome St. Patrick's Catholic School from Kingman, Kansas. We have their principal and some of their students. Say hello to Principal Bob. How are you? Hey! Bob, welcome to Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Now explain to me, what do you have to do to get a Governor's Award?
The students have to score in the top 5% in reading and math in the state to be recognized as a Governor Award winner. And we've done that 6 consecutive years.
Wow. Principal Bob, what would you do with $10,000?
I would upgrade our technology so that every student in my school has access to it. It would be a huge, huge gift for us and a wonderful thing.
All right, well, we're going to try to accomplish that for you in the next few seconds. Don't go away, okay?
Yeah!
All right, Briana, let's look at your subjects and see which one you would like to take.
Maybe measurements. U.S. geography. Measurements or U.S. geography?
Okay, let's do U.S. geography.
U.S. geography, all right, a 3rd grade question. It's worth $10,000, not only for you, but for our friends at St. Patrick Catholic School. Here is the U.S. geography question. Which of these rivers lies entirely within the U.S.? A, Colorado River, B, Mississippi River, C, Yukon River. Which of these rivers lies entirely within the U.S.? Colorado River, Mississippi River, Yukon River. All right, Angela has locked in her answer. And if you think a river that lies should be punished, you might not be smarter than a 5th grader. What are we thinking here?
Well, I have no idea where the Yukon River is. The Colorado River, I can't imagine that it would go outside the United States. The Mississippi River, south, so that could potentially be outside the United States. I feel like very confused about the Yukon River, so I'm definitely pretty perplexed by this question.
Well, you still have 3 cheats. Let me explain them to you. You got a peek, which means you can look at your classmate's paper. If you like it, you can go with it. If not, you can go with something else. You have your copy, which means she will consult with her classmates, come back and write the answer she likes the best. But you must take that answer, and you have the save, which means if you answer incorrectly, but your classmate's right, they can save you.
Okay, so this one, I'm confident in using a cheat on, because I'm pretty stumped at looking at this one. So I think I am going to go ahead and peek at Angela's answer.
Okay. You're gonna peek. All right. Take a look at the board. Angela said B, the Mississippi.
Boy, I am stumped. And if I'm wrong, I lose everything. I feel like Angela's a bright girl. She likes this one. All right, Angela, I have faith in you. I'm gonna go ahead and lock in your answer, which is B, the Mississippi River.
If this 5th grader is right, you have $10,000 and so do our good friends at St. Patrick Catholic School. How confident are you in that?
I'm pretty confident.
Pretty confident.
But not 100%.
If not, I want you to look at all those kids there that are not going to be with any new technology to study hard with. Take a look at the board. Actually, the river that lies entirely within the U.S. is the Mississippi River! Good job, girl. $10,000. Angela, I am very proud of you. Great job.
She did a great job.
Principal Bob, congratulations. And I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you might want to name one of those new computers the Angela. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you and the great work you're doing there. Keep up the good work, everybody.
Thank you very, very much.
All right, we're going to be playing for $25,000 when we come back. Welcome back to the all-new Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? Our contestant, Briana Buffard, has got $10,000. We're trying to turn that into $25,000 right now. All right, Briana, time to pick a new classmate.
I like Trace.
Trace, come on up here. All right, got Trace up here. Looking at your 5th grade profile and your latest updates. He's student body president at his school. What's this update? They call me Ironhead? What? That's got to have a story with it.
Well, I posted this because when we were warming up for a game, I got hit in the head with a pop fly, no big deal. So they called me Ironhead.
Yeah.
You feel it?
Pretty hard little head there, yeah.
That's a boy for you.
All right, well, listen, here's what we want to do here. I want to get you to the $25,000 level. Because you get to $25,000, no matter what else happens the rest of the day, you're going to leave here with no less than $25,000, okay? So the next question is an important one. Let's take a look at our subjects and knock this one out.
All right.
What would you like, Briana?
Mathematics and U.S. history. Just get those out of the way first.
Mathematics? It's 4th grade. You got this?
We got this.
All right, we're going with mathematics, 4th grade.
4th grade mathematics, all right.
All right, Trace.
Just getting it out of the way.
Moving up to the 4th grade, I'm getting a little nervous here. All right.
You are.
Get this one right, you leave with no less than $25,000. The 4th grade mathematics question is, if you take the square root of 16 and add it to the square root of 9, the answer you get is the square root of what other number? If you take the square root of 16 and add it to the square root of 9, the answer you get is the square root of what other number? All right, Ironhead has locked in his answer. It's going to be hard not to call you that from now on. I like that nickname.
Thank you.
All right, what do we know about square roots?
I was never the greatest in math.
I was really hoping you said I was working on square root problems last night.
Yeah. Okay. So I think the square root of 16 is 4.
Okay.
It's 4 squared is 16, which means the square root of 9 is 3. So we've got 4 plus 3, which is 7. The answer you get is the square root of what other numbers? Which means my math is off, because I don't think 16, 3 times 3 is 9. 7 times 7 is 49. I think it's 49. It's gotta be 49. My math is right. I really feel good about this, Jeff. I really feel like it's gotta be 49. It's gotta be. So you know what, I'm gonna lock in 49.
Okay. All right, for $25,000, the correct answer is... How about that? $25,000. There it is. 4 plus 3 is 7. The square root of 49 is 7. Very good job. All right. And you got a 4th grade question out of the way.
That's my man. That's my man.
All right. Love this next question because, as I told you, now the least you can leave with is $25,000. But there's no reason to drop out of school and take the money and run right now, because even if you miss the next question, you still have $25,000. So I always think of this as almost the freebie. Get it right, you double the $25,000. What subject would you like?
U.S. history.
U.S. history. We're going with it. We're going with U.S. history.
U.S. history, a 5th grade question. Okay. Get it right, you've got $50,000. Here is the 5th grade U.S. history question. Before famously shifting his allegiance, who led an attack against the British at the pivotal 1777 Battle of Saratoga? Before famously shifting his allegiance, who led an attack against the British at the pivotal 1777 Battle of Saratoga? Boom, he's locked in. All right, what do we know about U.S. history?
That it was the most feared topic in all the topics I could have possibly chosen, but I have so much faith in Trace that I know we're gonna be okay either way.
Okay.
So the good news is this is U.S. history. Attack against the British, so we know it's someone in the United States.
That narrows it down.
Yeah. 1776, that was a pivotal point, so 1777. You know, I really don't know. I really have no idea, and I know that this class is very, very smart, so I am gonna use my cheat because I really don't have a clue, and I am going to copy what the class has. I'm gonna lock in copy.
All right, come on, Trace, let's talk it over with the class. All right, everybody come together here. So, this is a tough one. It's a 5th grade question.
Yes.
What
I put Prince de Leon.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah.
I did not know.
Okay.
So I just put William Bly or someone like that. But now that I think of it, it is Ponce de Leon.
Now, what do you think, Lauren?
Well, so I put Benedict Arnold, but now I think about it, he was a traitor, and I don't think he led the attack. So yeah, I'm really thinking it's Ponce de Leon.
I think it's Benedict Arnold.
Because he was trying to find the fountain of youth.
Yeah, Ponce de Leon tried to find the fountain of youth.
Yes.
Benedict Arnold he was a traitor to the Americans and he led the British.
But he did, but it says attack against the British.
And that's what
Oh, guys, it says before. Before. So it still could have been Benedict Arnold.
All right, are you ready to go back?
Yes.
You got
All right,
this,
come on,
Trace.
let's head back. Now,
You got this. You got this.
All right, Trace has consulted with his classmates. You get to write down whatever answer you think is best. The class was down to either Ponce de Leon or Benedict Arnold. All right, Trace has locked in his answer.
You got this.
You have to take the answer that he has written down.
I know.
Ponce de Leon or Benedict Arnold. I will tell you this, one of those is correct. It is not Ponce de Leon. If Trace said Benedict Arnold, you have $50,000. If he said Ponce de Leon, you have $25,000 and you going home. Take a look at the board. For $50,000, Trace's answer will be revealed when we come back. Welcome back to the all-new Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Our contestant, Briana Bouffard, has $25,000. We are that close to turning that into $50,000. Now, before we went to break, I told you the correct answer to the question.
You did, Benedict Arnold.
Benedict Arnold. You went with the copy, which means you have to take your classmate's answer. If it's Benedict Arnold, you've got $50,000. If it's anything else, you're going home. Take a look at the board. Your fifth grade classmate, Trace, said the answer is... Benedict Arnold! $50,000! How about that? When you say your prayers tonight, thank God for some smart fifth graders. I'm telling you, that was pretty impressive, Ironhead. Way to go. All right, Briana, only 2 classmates left. You need to select another one. D, come on up here. Look at these fifth grade profile and your latest updates. He is an art medal winner and Shining Star reader. But D, what's this update? Baby D. Aww. Baby D, what is Baby D?
I posted Baby D this picture. I posted this picture to let everyone know, Jeff, that I still got it.
You do, you look like a model baby just laying there like that. Baby D was pretty cute. And fifth grade D is pretty smart. You've got $50,000. I would love for you to get to $100,000 with the help of Baby D over here. Only 4 subjects remain on this test. Let's take a look at them. All right, we've got a second grade, a third grade, a fourth grade, and a fifth grade question remaining. Second grade measurements. Yeah, let's back it down a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, you get this question right. This is crazy. You have $100,000. What would you do with $100,000?
I would buy a house big enough for all of our family to have a nice picnic in the backyard.
Yeah, how about that? That's a good idea. I like that. All right. Absolutely. Second grade measurements. Let's get this one right. Here's the question. If Trace is facing north and turns 90 degrees to his right, what direction is he now facing? If Trace is facing north and turns 90 degrees to his right, what direction is he now facing? D has locked in his answer. What are you thinking?
So Trace is facing north, and we know that a circle is 360 degrees. So, or 180. Okay, great. Now here we go again. 180. Oh my Lord. 90 degrees.
Oh my God.
What direction is he now facing? Oh my gosh, I so always second guess myself.
Wait a minute, you second guess yourself?
No. Okay, I know that 90 degrees is a right angle. Let's start there.
Okay.
Trace is facing north, turns 90 degrees to his right. You know what? $50,000 is a lot of money, a lot more than I ever expected to win. It would be a really great down payment on a house. And I am feeling like maybe it's time to call it, Jeff.
You want to drop out of school?
$50,000? I don't know. I know this. This is such a silly question. This is like the easiest one that we've had all night, and I'm totally second guessing myself. All right. Trace is facing north, turns 90 degrees to his right. It is this way. It's east, northeast, southwest. It's facing north, turns, it's east. It's east. I'm locking in east. East.
You were right about to drop out and walk away with 50 grand, then at the last second, you locked in an answer.
It better be east.
So this is really between 25,000 and 100,000. That's a swing right there.
Yeah, that is. That is.
You said east.
I said east.
All right. For $100,000, the answer is east. Very good. Look at that, $100,000. Whoa. All right, Bree. Only 3 questions remain. You might as well see the question, right?
Let's do this.
Aaron, you do understand she just won 100 grand, right?
I'm just stunned.
I think if your wife comes home with 100 grand, she gets like unlimited foot rubs from then on.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, 3 subjects remain. Got one in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. Which one would you like to see? 5th grade?
Yeah.
5th grade Earth Science, she says. The $175,000 question is gonna be revealed when we come back. Welcome back to the all-new Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? Our contestant, Briana Bouchard, is at $100,000. Briana, before the break, you chose the subject 5th grade Earth Science. Now remember, you can still see the question and drop out of school if you would like, okay? Our 5th grade Earth Science question worth $175,000 is this. The 2 days a year where the center of the sun is directly above the equator are called the vernal and autumnal what? The 2 days a year where the center of the sun is directly above the equator are called the vernal and autumnal what? All right, D has locked in his answer. What are you thinking, Briana?
You know, this is the first question that I've read that I feel like I know the answer to.
Wow.
I know. I know.
And you've got $100,000. I mean.
I think that the 2 days of the year where the center of the sun is directly above the equator are called the vernal and the autumnal equinox. I think that's what it's called. I'm almost positive. I'm thinking equinox, equi means equal. I really feel like it's gotta be the center of the sun is directly above the equator. Is it worth the risk for $75,000 more? That's a big risk.
Now remember, you can walk away. You can walk out of here with $100,000.
You know what? I am going to go ahead and lock in my answer. I do think it's equinox.
This is amazing to me. The higher the money goes, the faster you're making decisions. So it's either equinox or any other word in the entire English language. If it's equinox, you've got $175,000. How you feeling?
You know, I feel good.
I hope you feel better when I reveal this answer. For $175,000, the correct answer is equinox! $175,000. All right. Dee, you need to return to the classroom. Lauren, come on up here. This is pretty exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Woo. All right. This is getting serious. Look at this board. You've got $175,000. One more correct answer, you go to $300,000. Two more correct answers, you go to $500,000.
That's a lot of pressure. Come on, we can do this. We can do this.
Lauren's saying you can do it. All right, you have 2 subjects remaining. 3rd grade world history, 4th grade world geography.
Okay, Lauren, what are you better at?
I think world history.
World history? Yeah, you sure?
Yeah, I think so.
Good? Okay, she says world history.
3rd grade world history?
Yeah.
The 3rd grade world history question worth $300,000 is this. If Dee wants to be just like Nicholas Copernicus, what does he want to be when he grows up? A, an emperor, B, astronomer, C, music composer. Dee wants to be just like Nicholas Copernicus. What does he want to be when he grows up? Emperor, astronomer, or music composer? Okay, Lauren has locked in her answer. What do we know about Nicholas Copernicus?
You know what? I know this. I loved astronomy in school, and I know that Nicholas Copernicus was an astronomer. I'm gonna lock in B, astronomer.
When the question was worth $1,000, we spent 20 minutes on it.
We did.
Now you have an opportunity to lose $150,000 and you blurt out an answer and lock it in.
I know that it's the right answer.
I hope you're right, because it's
Me
worth
too.
$300,000. The right answer is... astronomy! Look at that. $300,000. When we come back, we got a chance to turn that into $500,000. Don't go away. Smarter than a 5th grader. Our contestant, Briana has got $300,000. One question remains on this test. Briana, you get this next question right, you've got $500,000. Woo! You said you wanted to help buy a house with a yard for your kids.
Yes.
300 grand, wow.
It's a good start.
You bet. One question remains. It is 4th grade world geography. Are you good at geography?
I guess we'll see, won't we?
We're about to find out.
I'm hoping that she is. Lauren better be.
I hope I'm good.
The 4th grade world geography question worth $500,000 is this. What ocean surrounds the island nations of Madagascar, Mauritius, and Sri Lanka? What ocean surrounds the island nations of Madagascar, Mauritius, and Sri Lanka? All right, Lauren has locked in her answer. What are you thinking, Bree?
I think if I answer this question incorrectly, I'm going home with $25,000.
You were pretty happy at one point with $25,000.
I was.
But that was a long time ago, and with the way you answer questions, I mean a long time ago.
And if I get this right, it could be $500,000. I feel like I might know the answer to the question. I know I have a save left.
Mm-hmm.
And Lauren's pretty good. But you know what? That is a risk that I can't take. $300,000 is more than I ever thought possible. And you know what, Jeff? I'm not gonna risk that. So you know what? I am dropping out of school, baby.
You're dropping out of school? You want to lock that in?
I'm locking it in.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just for giggles, if you didn't have the option of dropping out in school, what would you have said?
I would have guessed the Indian Ocean.
You would have said the Indian Ocean. Now, you still had your save left. Let's take a look at Lauren's answer. Indian Ocean. She wouldn't have been able to save you because you had the same answer, but she wouldn't have had to because you were both right. The correct answer is the Indian Ocean, but you have got $300,000. Congratulations, really well played.
Did a good job.
How about that? One last piece of business. You owe me a favor before we write that big check.
I'm Briana, and I'm a great realtor, but I am not smarter than a 5th grader today.
We'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Girl, that's awesome. Congratulations. That's a lot of money.